Okay, as we enter a whole new day in trade, let's take a look at how the US handover panned out, as well as how Asia is doing this morning. Now, yesterday, the Dow was up 550 points at one point, eventually cooled off to end the day up around 380 to 400 points. That's a 0.8% gain. The S&P 500 was also up around 0.8%. The Nasdaq composite was up 0.75%. Particularly here, the two stocks which really shone were that of Netflix and Microsoft, both yesterday registering very positive movements, and that actually led the Nasdaq higher. Now, another trigger for the US equity markets, which has been playing out in recent times, is the next round of stimulus. It's supposed to amount to around 2.2 trillion US dollars. Nancy Pelosi, the House Speaker, said that while they haven't reached a conclusive arrangement on the next round of stimulus yet, it's right around the corner and it's simply a matter of deliberation and signing and voting, and that it should be on its way very soon. So that's actually what led to see a sharp rise in the markets yesterday, despite the Dow futures being considerably down after the US presidential debate. So after the debate, we saw a bit of a crash. Sentiment really changed. But in the live trade session, that seems to have rebounded. And for now, concerns seem to be alleviated. Coming down to Asia, we're having a lot of missing cues this morning because Japan, currently the Tokyo Stock Exchange, isn't trading due to some technical errors. And then the rest, a lot of regions have holidays. China, Korea, they're all on market holidays today, so we don't have any cues coming out of there. What we do know is Australia is doing fairly well today, up nearly 1%. They're the only leading Asia-Pacific market that we can get cues from. We also have the Singapore Exchange, which seems to be doing quite well this morning. So the MSCI ex-Japan is also not having a bad day itself. Now, Europe yesterday had a decent flattish day. Basically, there was a 1% move. Banks were the only area which saw some optimism. Most of your other territories and bourses were pretty flat. It's the Pan-European Stock 600. Basically, I think it closed the day up around 0.8%, something like that. Now, two commodities we always do a check on, oil and gold. Gold fell, oil rose. So oil, both your key benchmarks, Brent and WTI, are firmly above $40. So that's always an encouraging sign. It's something that we look out for. And it's key that they don't breach that critical support of $40. Now, despite the fact that COVID cases are rising worldwide, and in some cases we are seeing a very prominent second wave, the outlook and demand for oil may be hit to a certain extent. But again, on the hopes of stimulus and more reopening and recovery, it seems that prices are still looking quite upbeat. Gold prices are retreating, $1,890 per ounce levels. It seems like 1900 now is the next big hurdle that they need to crack, which is going to seem difficult to do up until the next round of stimulus fully comes through. For now, both spot and US futures facing some pressure under $1,900 an ounce.